the coaching program, the mental health, the mental, what was it called? Mental performance coach.
Mhm.
What was the program like that you did for that?
It's through a company called Elite High Performance. So it was actually, I got connected with a girl named Lauren Williams who we just followed each other on Instagram, but she's got a double major from the University of Wisconsin and played hockey there. And then
Mm,
now she's a mental performance coach and works with athletes all over.
mm-hmm.
And I was looking to build an initiative for athletes and kind of like thought I could go two different directions. I could A, go back to school and, go through that whole process, or B, find somebody that is already doing what I want to do kind of and learn from them. So I ended up reaching out to her and went through a certification process that her company offered, and basically took a lot of, although I'm not offering the same program that they offer, I took a lot of the tools and the mental skills from that, and I've integrated into a program that I'm creating myself.
Mm-hmm. And their program, like, you essentially go through their program, and then is it like teaching you to teach their program?
Pretty much. So
That's
it
like
was
the idea. Yeah. Okay.
kind of, yeah. So they basically had this whole curriculum and it was broken down into 4 different phases. Each phase kind of focused on different things. The first was around like self-awareness, goal setting, tracking, and measuring. Second's all around like brain training, so belief systems and mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Third is around like peak performance, so confidence, motivation, focus, emotional awareness, and intelligence. And then the last part is all just like putting those things together and applying it into like a real life setting. So although I'm not necessarily going to be taking people through that same thing, I've taken elements from that and packaged it up into a way that I think will be applicable for
Yeah. What
um,
you want to do, that's for your stuff.
yeah, exactly. And the other thing with that too is similar to what you said before we got on this call, is making the shit relatable, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
when you talk to a therapist or a sports psychologist, like oftentimes you feel that they're up here and you're down here, and it's really hard to relate to them on some level. But the way that I want to present the program and the way that I want to coach is kind of just to be like a best friend,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just shoot the shit, treat them like a human, and at the same time give them the tools that they need to feel and perform their best.
Yeah, I think that's an awesome approach. And with your program, like, what does it look like? I guess in the sense you said you've taken 5 groups through since August. So, like, what is your, what is the group size, and how long is each group in it for? And like, what does it look like? Like, if I were to take it, what does it look like weekly, like as a time commitment and types of things that I'd be doing?
For sure. Yeah. So, like I said, the program that I created is called Head to Heart. It's an 8-week group coaching program. So each week builds on itself, and each week consists of a Zoom call and then homework and Slack support in between each call. I guess I'll just give you like a bit of a breakdown for each week and kind of like the purpose behind it.
Okay.
Uh, in terms of the group structure, I do make sure that everyone in it is a good fit. The group size anywhere between like 6 to 8 people. But in terms of the weeks, there's basically 4 parts to it. The first week is all about introductions. Obviously, it's a group program, and it's a safe space where everybody can kind of share their answers, and we can all vibe off each other and work through things together. So there's an introduction piece. I set the tone for the program, and what I mean by that is there's basically 4 values and 2 concepts that I kind of like enforce throughout the whole process. I'll maybe share them with you now really quickly, because I think if regardless if people do my program, they should look for these things in other self-development programs. But in terms of the values, the first is honesty. So I want you to be honest with yourself, honest with me, honest with the work that you put in. Number 2 is authenticity. So I want you to answer all the questions the way that you want to answer them, not the way that you think you should, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Number 3 is all guided discovery. So I mean, like, these people have enough shit on their plate. They didn't sign up to go to school. Throughout the process, I'm going to be asking a lot of questions, and it's up to them to figure out the answers for themselves. I find that especially within self-development, and I know we talked about this a bit before our call too, so many people like preach different like methods and ways of doing things, when in reality, like, even if something did work for me, like, who the hell am I to tell you what to do? So I ask a lot of questions, and I find that questions are better than advice, because A, they're applicable during the program, but B, they're going to be applicable long after it's over. And then the fourth is just zero judgment. Like, it's a safe space. We're going to talk about shit. Shit's going to come up, and it's casual, and everyone checks their ego out the door. In terms of the 2 concepts, same thing with every fucking self-development program out there. The first is you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So all the shit in the program works, but it's up to you to put the work in, not only during the calls, but after, in between the calls and after the program's over, in order to realize the full benefits of it. You get what you put into it. And then number two is you got to put your own oxygen mask on first. So the program's for you. It's not for anyone else. You show up for yourself first. You're going to show up for the world and other people as well. Wow, I'm rambling. But the first week basically is all about self-awareness after that. So in terms of what that looks like, we really just get into meditation and journaling, and I debunk a lot of the misconceptions that people have about it and provide methods and strategies to make it A, more effective, and B, more enjoyable, so people can actually create a sustainable habit and reap the benefits from it.
Mhm.
From there, what we get into is clarity.